your castmates are all really supporting you. I mean, mine is Toya, where it's more like I don't know how to.
Always goes against the grain. And I don't want to shade Toya too bad, but what
You
I will
shaded
say
her bad
about
enough at BravoCon.
but my whole thing is I don't think she knows what she does. Meaning
Mm-hmm.
that I'm still looking at her husband a certain kind of way based on the things he said about her. So if she says things about the person she loves the most,
Mm.
and as a professional, we're looking at him
Mm-hmm.
differently, then
Mm-hmm.
what can she do to me? Ah,
Pure and unadulterated. Every week we got you waiting. Candiace and Michael.
Hello, saints and ain'ts and Billy Goats. How is everybody doing? I'm Candiace.
I'm Michael, and I saw a little titty bop going off. Okay.
And also shout out to the people's alma mater, HU.
Yes,
I see you in your paraphernalia today.
I wore this, and also I wore this for Dr. Heavenly to show that, like, at least I went to college. This is me dressing up for Dr. Heavenly.
Please, well, and I'm wearing my Real Housewives of Politics sweatshirt, also to stand in solidarity with our sister queen, who is trying to get up in this Congress and shaking the table, trying to shake the table up, and we support that. So yes, I love it.
How are you, Candiace?
I feel like my wig has been tousled in dirty trash water and then put back on my head. I feel like a tattered dish rag. I feel moldy. The day has just been whooping my ass. And I'm just like,
what's happening?
There's just a lot going on. I have a lot of irons in the fire. And so meetings all day, trying to get stuff set up. If you all don't know, I have a partnership with Amazon Live, and it's really exciting and really, really fun, but also just a lot of work for me to like make sure that it looks and feels authentic and real and not raggedy and ghetto. So it's just a lot of like moving parts, and then trying to do all this stuff with a baby. And my mom is here helping, which is great, but like also grandparents she's in the other room, I'm gonna whisper. Grandparents are sometimes like the other child. So I'm like disciplining Jet, and then I'm like, Ma, don't give him soda. And I look over and she's giving him soda. Why are you giving him soda? I said, don't give him that. While I'm trying to talk and be professional and be like, have my like code switch voice on. So I'm like, yeah. So like when we get to this point, and then I'm like, get the soda out of his mouth. It's just a lot of moving parts. So, But yeah, in a nutshell, per usual, motherhood is ghetto, but I love it. Anyway, Michael, how have you been? What's going on in your life? What's new?
I'm all right. Okay, so it's Thanksgiving is tomorrow. Okay, so I can already hear this sad nigga again. Okay, so Thanksgiving is a little off for me. It started in 2019. It's gonna be morbid, but bear with me.
I'm gonna go with you. I'm with you.
I lost a friend to suicide on Thanksgiving in 2019. God. A friend I literally spoke with like a few days before. Was actually supposed to see that weekend. So even before like all the other stuff, 2020, mama, like all that losing a friend, that started. So cause that kind of was like the beginning of what's been the last couple years. Having said that though, like the day, even though it's kind of marked by that, we celebrated him even that day of Thanksgiving is actually a really good holiday for me. I usually like the food, but it's just different now because my mom is not here. So I'm still adjusting. So I'm not going to be alone. I'm going to be with some friends. So that's fine. As long as I get like cornbread dressing, I'll probably be fine.
I was going to say, is somebody cooking? Who's cooking?
They're not cooking, but they order really well. And there's someone they will cook for me because people are going to be like, you going to eat, right? Yes. So I'm going to be fine. But actually this weekend, I just chilled, but I saw the strangest thing, and I had to just keep telling about the random shit I see in LA. So yesterday I go to the grocery store, and it is a white man in an afro wig. And the wig was brown, and it looked like one of those wigs that you would wear on like a 70s sitcom, like somebody's supposed to say dynamite at any minute, or like you looking for D from What's Happening. So a white man, really lanky, just walks in with a curly brown wig. And I don't know where
do
he
you
going.
know it was a wig? Like, are we sure it wasn't, he's not,
it wasn't
mixed race?
It didn't give that. It gave he's like 55. Is he playing or did he? Maybe it couldn't have been a perm. I don't know what that was, but it was a strange looking afro and it looked like 1976. And I couldn't tell if it was a skit or what was going on. Literally, even going before to see, like, get a haircut for this and for myself, because I need to feel like a bad bitch. I just saw a man. It's like 12 o'clock in the afternoon. It's sunny. He's wrapped in a blanket, just walking down La Brea. I lift him in prayer as well. So I try to remind myself, no matter how sad I'm feeling, I don't have that hair on my head and I'm not walking down the street wrapped in a blanket. So it could be worse. So yes.
It could always be worse.
Yes. Yeah. And Baddies USA just came out, and that honestly is my bomb and Gilead. So unfortunately, you're not gonna know what I'm talking about, but I'll be giving you wrestling updates. Because frankly, Baddies and Bravo, that's all wrestling. It's all WWE.
It is. It's
because we did an interview, and shout out to him, but he kind of read me for watching Baddies. And as I once wrote in one of my books, it's like I watch Love and Hip Hop and Beverly Hills Housewives because you on Adderall, you can't talk about somebody being a cokehead. It's the same drug. So
and you need the balance. It's all about balance. Yes. Now,
we're both doing better than Mia.
What's the guy's? What is his name? Lamont, the owner, the guy that owns the network that the baddies are on.
Oh, you know what? I messed up his name.
What's his name?
Because I called him Lemire, and that is not his name on a previous episode. It's Lemuel.
Lemuel.
That is Lemuel. I called that man Lemire, and I was like, that's a bobcat or something. My bad, Lemuel.
A lemur, yeah.
Yes. He's having a baby with one of the baddies.
That's what I was going to say. I was going to offer up some congratulations because I saw that he and his partner or his wife.
Scotty the Body.
Scotty the Body is
not
pregnant.
The wife, but they're together. She's pregnant.
Now, who is Scotty the Body? I don't know her.
She's one of the baddies. She don't really fight.
He married a baddie?
They're not married.
He's having a baby with a baddie.
Yes, they plan to have the baby, apparently.
Okay.
She mentioned that because on the season premiere, she's like, I'm pregnant, but, the people have their phones out, so we kind of knew she was pregnant.
Okay.
She's having a baby.
Okay. Is this his first child? Do we know?
I believe it's his first child.
Oh, that's
I'm
wonderful.
always fascinated that the CEO of Baddies started out producing like Karen Clark Sheard's reality show on BET. Did you know that?
Is that true? Yes. No.
He used to work on that.
Well, we love a black man with some long in the tooth. He has some. What am I trying to say? He has some.
He went from Bomb and Gilead to women beating each other over the head. We
love a multifaceted black man, a diverse black man. Okay. Wow. Yeah. I wonder how they feel about him now. That's interesting though, that he married. I always find it interesting when people like mix business with pleasure in that way. Like this was your business. The baddies were your business. And now you're having a baby with a baddie.
I thought the same, but everybody, when she announced it, they were all so happy. I was like, you know what? HR is not at Zeus. So whatever. HR is not at
Bravo
Zeus.
Either. Hello. Yeah. They are not. They're not. And that's fine. If they like it, we love it. And she's baddie is Bobby. What's her name? Bobby the baddie.
Scotty the Body.
Scotty the Body.
Not Scotty to be confused really with Diamond the Body. There's two different bodies.
I've heard of her.
We love DTV.
Scotty is cute. She's very cute. She was giving good Bobbiana in the photo or in
natural
the
body
video
too.
That I saw. Is it natural?
Yeah, she was a fitness. She came on as like a fitness person at first. I mean, she cashed out, I guess, but you know, she still looks fit.
Well, shout out to Lemuel and Scotty. We love.
I'm sorry I called you Lemire. I don't know where my head was.
I didn't know to
that
correct
is not your name.
It's fine. It's fine. Yeah.
It's time to talk about one of your coworkers again. I'm sorry.
Jesus Christ.
Okay, so a week ago, poor Mia.
Ooh, poor Mia.
Mia was arrested last Wednesday on a charge of felony theft by taking, according to online jail records, she was accused of stealing $11,000 worth of furniture from a rental property.
Yes.
The police incident report says Thornton and a man, Inc.,
Jared McGriff.
Yes. Suddenly moved out of her rental apartment in the middle of the night on October 28th.
Skulked off with a TV.
He said they took all the furniture, including the TV.
Love seats.
And according to Us Weekly, a few weeks before the arrest, the Encore management filed a lawsuit against Mia Inc. for failing to pay the $5,100 in rent for the 3-bedroom residence they had in Atlanta in September. So I don't want to kick people when they're down.
Right.
Now, I'm not going to kick her. Maybe a little tap. Mia looked really pretty in her mugshot.
She did.
I didn't watch the whole video, but it seemed very sad because I think at one point they asked.
She was sad.
She was looking for her friend. I can't tell if it was Ink or Bobby Valentino, but whoever the man she went to the airport with, I think left her there.
That's raggedy. I thought that her and Bobby had broken up because she
posted
you
did say that. Yes.
The heartbreak emoji and had all their pictures in a carousel.
Down. Okay, back to Ink.
I just wanna get
Yeah. Okay. All right. So the thing with Mia, I don't even know where to be. I just feel like I laughed initially, like, what the hell? Like, what the fuck, Mia? How did you feel, Candiace? Where were you when you heard another one of your coworkers was arrested and caught a felony charge?
I really, truly, I fell to my knees and said, Lord, whatever is in the water around the Potomac streets, please protect me from it. Build a wall of angels around me. And I'm thinking like, oh my God, do I need to like go check and make sure I'm not going to go to jail for anything? It's just, I've seen it a few times, people talking about the Potomac to prison pipeline, and it's not funny, but it's also like, what is in the water in Potomac? And it's not to say that there aren't other Housewives franchises that have pipelines to prison and have battled with the law and had legal issues. But in such a short span of, I think it's something like 20 months time, we've had now our third sister be dealing with the clinker and the prospect of the clinker. And it's scary. I'm scared. It's like, when they say that, when they talk about when good fortune is happening, that means that God is in the neighborhood. Does this mean that the devil is afoot? I don't like it. Like, I don't want to be in these conversations. But I will say this. I texted Mia and she hasn't responded. Well, I didn't have her right number, so I had to get her number from somebody. And I texted her and I said, and I meant this, I hope you're okay. I hate seeing this. And I do, because I hate seeing any Black woman publicly flogged in this way. But when you know someone, when you've worked with someone, and when you kind of like build some sort of rapport / friendship with someone, Mia and I are cool. Like Mia and I have laughed on social media together. We had a texting relationship at some point. And I care about her. I'm worried for her. I'm worried for her children. I watched the video. It made me sad because she seemed sad. I don't know. It seemed like she might have been crying, but she just seemed melancholy and just like, damn, what is happening? But also, people were saying, well, she was just laughing at the Osefos and the plight of the Osefos a few weeks ago. And I watched the video. She wasn't quite laughing at them. She was sort of laughing at how crazy it was from what I saw. Correct me if I'm wrong. But this is why I try to refrain as a whole from commenting on other people's plight, because I don't even want to be misconstrued as celebrating someone when they're down. I hate this for her. I hate seeing this for her kids. But I have questions. I think I looked it up. The where she lives, I believe, is a penthouse, and it tracks because Mia has said to me that she only lives in penthouses. And if you are familiar with her time on the show, she's always lived in a penthouse, unless she was living in that rented house in Potomac, which was beautiful. And I really enjoyed the way that house looked. But she likes living in penthouses. This penthouse, I want to say, was like $7,000. But since when are they like evicting you? Because $5,100 is like, that's a month of rent. You're getting evicted over 1 month of rent. I thought they would at least, give you like a couple months.
No, I mean, laws are tricky depending on the state, but I remember when I moved into my building, it's not a penthouse. They just call the floor just to charge you extra, which is not real. But when they had that COVID moratorium, I noticed about LA, literally the day that ended, the people here, they would put a notice like, you didn't pay this rent, get out. They're very like it might take longer legally to actually get you out, but some places allow you to very quickly. The thing
that's raggedy.
With me, like to piggyback, I don't recall her actually laughing at the Yosefos. It was more like the kind of nervous laughter or laugh at the absurdity of the charges. Yeah. It wasn't like a. Having said that,
it wasn't like forehead. That was like diabolical. That was nasty and rude.
And I don't blame Wendy for swatting away her apology. I'd be like, whatever, girl. My thing with Mia is it's also an absurd crime because while furniture is expensive, if you rent a furnished place, they're gonna notice the furniture is gone. So that to me, again, I hope she's fine, but that makes me like question, like, what's your state of mind? What's your state of like being? What kind of took you to that place? Is it something with there's a lot going on there. And
I don't think, but that's the thing. I don't think she just took it not knowing the consequences. Mia is not dumb. Like, Mia lies, but she's not dumb. I feel like something had to happen where like she had some kind of arrangement with the apartment. Maybe they were supposed to fix something and they didn't, and she repaired it and they didn't reimburse her, or they didn't want to give her back her security deposit for some reason. And she was like, well, fuck y'all, I'm leaving here with something. To quote, not the late great. Oh God, I rebuke that. The great Denzel. He is still with us. He is not late. He is currently present. To quote the great Denzel Washington, I'm leaving here with something. I feel like that's how she was thinking. She was like, I'm leaving here with something because y'all did me wrong. Y'all screwed me over. So y'all want to do that? Well, look, I'm about to take this TV and this love seat, okay, and these forks.
I'm gonna hope that's it. And you didn't ask for this, but I'm gonna just say, when you were on the show, some people tried you about being fortunate to be born with someone of means. That's a blessing that most people don't get, and your ability to have that made life a lot easier for you. And also, it didn't lead you to go on national television. And again, allegedly, I ain't about either one or anybody. But reality people in general sometimes struggle with like keeping up with the Joneses and living the lifestyle they portray. So for all that shit they talk, you are covered, and we rebuke any warrants someone with the hoodoo trying to send your way, because
don't put it on me. Now, there was a couple of girls on there that should go to jail for various indiscretions. They know who they are.
I can imagine which ones you might want to go.
It's a lot of crime going on, okay, that we won't speak about here. But yes, it's very scary and very strange. It's strange. But we are lifting Mia up because
Gordon was at the court hearing. I mean, she waived it, but I did see that Gordon Gordon was around. So
now that's my question too. Okay, I know Gordon and Mia are no longer a marital item, but if you needed like a coin, you couldn't go or a couch. You couldn't call your are they divorced? Your ex-husband, your current estranged. You couldn't call your estranged husband, your baby daddy. You couldn't call Gordon for nothing. Gordon, if nothing else, has a pension and Social Security. He has a few dollars.
And honestly, Mia, I wish you well. And look, honestly, reach out to Zeus and see if you can be like, do the reunion. I want that job eventually. Yes, host a reunion. Like Nene got a check before doing that. You know, people have come before.
Why couldn't she be on it? Why not audition to be a part of Baddies? Mia is a chameleon. She can shift.
Mia, I don't know if I want to see Mia fighting. Like, she might be too old to be like scrapping with him. Or maybe she could be a celebrity guest like Amber Rose, and where they're like in your contract, the Claremont Twins, you can't touch me. Either that or like Judge.
Because she was vying to be on Atlanta, and I kind of understood it, but not really, because Mia was barely cut out for Potomac. The way that she was like lying and, you know, backing herself into a corner and not quite getting the way of things. Those Atlanta girls would eat her for breakfast. They would sop her up with a biscuit. So I'm really not understanding what she thought she was doing there. I do applaud her efforts, though. That's, you know, shoot your shot, be entrepreneurial about it. But I don't see her. I never saw that for her. But Baddies, I feel like you can kind of come in and do. And correct, I may be wrong because I don't watch Baddies like that.
No, she can come in. She could be a celebrity guest. They pay a cute check, or she could just again do the reunion. Nene did not seem upset about that check because she was participating. And if she don't want to do Zeus, I saw JT hosting a Now That's TV. She might not want to do that one because they really fight. But whatever, Mia, I'm wishing you well. But y'all, for whatever reason, don't steal couches in the middle of the night. They have cameras
Leave the
everywhere.
TV on the wall, okay?
Yes, leave the TV on the wall.
Because now, but my other question is like, can she just give it all back and this just go away? Or is it like, no, you committed the crime, now you have to do the time?
I'm not sure, but free Mia. Like Portia just got free.
Free Mia. Yes.
All right. I don't know what to do after that. I feel bad. Okay, this is an interesting segue, but
I mean, well, speaking of these Atlanta streets, the ATL of it all, Mia and this person are not really in the same space, but I'm really excited, so excited to welcome our guest for today. Dr. Heavenly Kimes will be joining us to talk about her campaign run. We're going to squeeze a little bit of Married to Medicine nonsense out of her and just kiki and chit chat, right? Ooh, child, we are busy back. And I am just like shaking in my chair with excitement. We have a fabulous, beautiful, Black Girl Magic, intelligent guest. I'm going to read some of her bio because this woman is absolutely everything. She is a dentist, an entrepreneur, a TV personality who built a top dental practice and helped small businesses grow across Georgia's 13th district. She's a wife, a mother, a doctor, and she understands what families are up against. Yes, now she's bringing that same hustle to Congress to expand opportunity and uplift her community. Ladies and gentlemen, Dr. Heavenly Kimes.
Well, hello, darlings. How are y'all today?
We're so happy to have you. Welcome, Dr. Heavenly.
Happy to be here. Thank y'all for having me. I'm so excited. Listen, I heard y'all been talking about me. Well, bitch, here I go.
Here I go.
Yes.
Go
ahead, Michael. Go ahead.
Well, I brought you. I'm a big Dr. Heavenly fan. For the record, I'm a huge Married to Medicine fan. Like Purveyors of Pop, Matt Anderson, that they know. I have been writing about the show for years. I've been saying it's the Bravo of the network. When it was years ago when they were playing in y'all face, I was like, take them off Friday nights. That's not where they belong.
Yes.
Put them with the people. I'm a really big fan of the show. Your YouTubes crack me the hell up. They always have. Yes. So I am a big fan of yours. But as I mentioned on the show, I am fascinated by your congressional run. And genuinely, and so for the record, if you heard MTG, I would probably like, what the is he talking about? But I did not mean that as an insult. I actually meant that. I'm glad you didn't take it.
I didn't take it that way.
Okay, yeah, okay, good.
I never take stuff as insults because if I did, I would just be thinking about that all the time. Yes. I always try to find the funny side and the bright side to anything.
So for people that don't know, what happened?
You have compared me to her? Is that what you're saying?
Well, no. What I meant was I was fascinated by you being a potential Marjorie Taylor Greene, not in terms of her politics, but I mean in terms of someone who literally learned, well, not in your exactly, but she pretty much learned, she got politicized, radicalized on the internet.
She had no previous experience at all. But
she
you
was
know
in the
what?
community.
Half of Congress has no experience. So
Right.
when they come at me with that, I'm like, dude, come to somebody else because none of them have the experience. But I like to say I'm uniquely qualified, you know?
That's good. Yes.
And what I meant is a polarizing, but not necessarily in a bad way. Like hater or lover, MTG has a very clear way of getting her point across, and she's been effective at up until very recently. So that's more so what I meant. I mean, just like a different type of time.
I don't really have a bad opinion of Mark. Well, you know, she was MAGA.
Yeah.
But my thing is, I don't know if they were like a cult and she really believed that shit and just got an epiphany. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because
that's exactly what happened.
For her to switch up the way that she did took some balls, you know?
Yeah.
Because she made a lot of money on that right side, you know, and a lot of people would have never switched over. You know,
Simone Sanders Townsend said, maybe yesterday, that she likened MTG to Wicked, which is like, big out film right now. She says that MTG realized that Trump is not the wizard. That she realized, she pulled the curtain back and realized what was really behind the curtain was just this ordinary man. I call him an orange monkey, but an ordinary man who is really no better than any of us. And she was a part of the cult. I also believe that she did really think that he was going to be the change we wanted to see, that he was really going to, drain the swamp and do all.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, there were. I don't know what they were drinking that they would believe such a thing. But I do believe that she really thought that he was going to come in and shake things up. And when she realized that it was all a farce, the rose-colored glasses came off and she's like, wait, I need to pivot. And pivot she has. I'm still side-eyeing her.
You should. She's a demon. She'll probably be like Sally from Scandal, make a lot of money doing media, probably run for Tucker Carlson. She's still a Christian white nationalist. But what I genuinely mean, though, I think people like you, I think generally speaking, Democrats, they need to have more characters like MTG in that she knows how to make news. She knows how to break into these silos where you don't reach as many people as they used to. Having a loud point of view, knowing how to make media, something like Jasmine Crockett does. The reason why they were like going ahead of each other is because it's not two sides of the same coin, but I just think like the opposite
personalities.
Yes.
Well, the interesting thing is it's 435 members of Congress, and I can probably only name about 7. You hear what I'm saying? So it's a lot of not saying things. You know what I mean? They're not being as political or polarizing or standing out for their people. You know, it's a shame that I know the AOC. Of course, I know Jasmine Crockett, and I've heard of Marjorie Taylor Greene, but a lot of them I've never heard of. You know, and it's a lot of them. So what are they doing? They're actually keeping these seats for a lifetime and not doing anything with them.
Do you think that we need to have term limits in Congress? What are your thoughts on that?
I think that term limits would be great, but I think that the people that vote for term limits will never allow that to happen.
Yeah.
You know? I learned so much, Candiace. I'll tell you so much. Y'all let me know when I can speak because I can tell y'all a lot of stuff.
You have the floor. Well, I have a question, and then I want you to take it where you want to take it.
Okay.
So my question, you've answered this before, but I want to give the people a chance to hear from you ad nauseum. So we all know you from, I met you, we all know you from Bravo TV's Married to Medicine. We are sisterin in Bravo. I've always loved you. There are not a lot of women of color who are kicking ass and taking names in Bravo. You, I consider to be one of those women. I was one of those women. I will toot my own horn and say that.
Yes,
and so I always respected you. I always looked up to you. I always saw you as someone who is an example in all of your colorful ness, and I speak as someone who is in that boat with you. I've always respected and lauded you. And people are going to have questions, right? About, a Black woman from Georgia who is making this transition from reality television into politics. When did you know? Like, when did you just wake up one morning and say this? Has this been on your heart your whole life? Did someone put it on your spirit? How did you get to the place where it's like, okay, I'm Dr. Heavenly and I want to run for Congress? When did that happen?
I had no aspiration. It's unprecedented what I'm doing because initially, I was just helping my community. I felt like, reality TV has some negative connotations. So I used to give turkey drives. I did the Christmas stuff. I did the school give backs or whatever. And so they had announced that I was going to get a Good Citizen Award at the Capitol building, right? And honestly, I had patience that day, forgot about it. And I told my PR, I said, I don't even want to go get this award. Can y'all go get it on my behalf? And they said, Heavenly, this is a really big award. You might want to go get it. So, I went down there in my scrubs. I went down there and they asked me to run. I was saying, they say, Heavenly, why don't you run for office? I laughed. I was like, girl, ain't no way. You know what I'm saying? Ain't no way. I'm not doing that. First and foremost, I felt like I was doing for my community already. I knew it wasn't any money in it, and I did not have the time at the time for it. And so they said, well, Heavenly, just go talk to this person, talk to that person. And did. And they said, Heavenly, we need somebody like you. We need somebody that's not afraid to speak up, speak out. There's a lot of stuff going on in this district that we really need to change, and we need your help. So, of course, I'm going to pray about it. I meditated. At first, I said, hell no. Then I said, well, God, why are you choosing me for this? And then I got excited about it. But then initially, I was just running for state rep, just a state representative. And not just, but I was running for state rep. But when I did my launch, it went everywhere. Like I got like millions of hits. So then my colleagues, my friends, my pastors, everybody started calling me saying, Heavenly, your platform is too big for state rep. You need to run for Congress. Now, if you look at the map, and this is what, a lot of people don't realize, in my district, it is 67% plus Democratic, right? It's 67% plus Black. It is a gerrymandered map, right?
Yep.
Not to benefit the state of Georgia, but it actually pulled in a lot of African Americans. It's diverse in certain areas, but mostly African American people in that district, right? So that means that all of us are in this one district. So the rest of the maps are more, diverse, or maybe more red. We don't have that many. If you look at Congress, we have 14 seats in the state of Georgia for U.S. House of Representatives. And then we got 9 Republicans and we got 5 Democrats, right? So they're trying to gerrymander their map to pull all the people together. But when you look at the map, it's actually ideal for Dr. Heavenly to win because she's only practicing every county in that map. When I owned 9 dental practices, those people know me. I was doing all kind of give backs in this district. It's a new district, but it's my district. It's almost like God created that district for me, right? And so when I started talking about it, of course, even people on our show, I'm going to say the name, Dr. Contessa, we weren't even good. We weren't even really that good right then. She was like, Heavenly, you got to run. I believe in you. You're one of the smartest people I know. You know what I mean? My husband has said it, but I didn't think seriously that I could live in DC. I didn't think, a lot of people have a problem with this. So I'm going to change the word. I used to say allow me to, but, be supportive. I didn't know my husband would want me to do that. Right. And so we were actually talking on camera and I said, baby, a lot of people asked me to run for Congress, but I knew that, that was probably a big step. He said, baby, why not? He said, you have a big voice. You have a reach. You're unvoid. You're not from politics. People need somebody like you.
Yes.
And so I prayed, I meditated, and I said, you know what? If I'm gonna do it, right? So I did my polls. I do stuff, everything I do with a plan. I did the polls, and when I did the polls for this campaign, before I announced it, before I did anything, I did the polls to see if I could, right?
Yes.
And I was statistically tied number 2 behind the incumbent on name recognition alone. So I knew that if I got a good team together, my incumbent has not been seen in 7 years, has not voted in 6 years, has not done anything. He's not going to do the groundwork. He's just not, you know what I'm saying? He can't, And I was like, damn, I could win. So then when I put a team together, I got my data people and I was like, this is how you do it. Okay, let's do it. Let's do it. So I have a great chance of winning. And I'm excited about it. I went from I didn't want to do it to God, why me, to God, thank you for choosing me for this task because I had no aspirations. Had I had aspirations for politics, Candiace, I probably would have not have said a lot of things that I've said. That they probably gonna pull out on my ass at one point or another.
Well, that's my next question. And I had this conversation with one of my favorite people. I love April Ryan. And we talked early, and you were on her show as well. I think I was on her show right before you, on her Substack, right before you. And we had a conversation about whether or not it made sense for a person in the reality television space to break into the political space. And my argument is, we have the epitome of reality television foolery sitting in our White House, who literally says whatever he wants, whatever who did he just call a fat pig on Air Force One? The man says whatever he wants. So if we are going to allow him to sit in office and run his mouth and be the demagogue that he is, we can't, we have to allow that space to be open for everyone. But
you have to realize, as a Black woman, you have to be 10 times better in every angle than anybody. You know what I'm saying? So when I couldn't come regular because I already have the I'm not going to say it's a bad stain, but a stain of reality TV. But you have to come educated. You have to come, correct with a lot of credentials, which I do have.
Yes.
But y'all don't know my past and why I feel so dedicated into running. And I just started talking about my past. Not that I was embarrassing. That's the word I used, but the word I meant was I get emotional, and I don't like to get emotional at all. I don't, but this season I probably cried more than I ever did, I never cried, Candiace. That's not in me. I don't do it, but I did this season because I had some personal things going on in my life, right?
Yeah.
And so I was like, I grew up on free lunch. I'm that girl with room with no windows. If y'all been watching, Michael, and I didn't think anything of it when I had no windows. I say, why y'all making a big deal? But I had a vision, right? And all of the things that they're trying to take away right now, meaning the free lunch, the SNAP benefits, the WIC, the taking away. I'm a 2-time HBCU graduate. They're trying to take away the funding for those, the student loan. All those things are who made me who I am. And I could not be here without those things. So wouldn't it make sense for me to fight for the people that are coming up behind me?
Yes.
Wouldn't that make sense? I mean, I feel an obligation to speak up and speak out, because without those things, I would not be here today. I wouldn't, Candiace.
Yeah.
I have a question about the incumbent, I believe, is David Scott, and you mentioned I believe he's 80 years old, and the reports came out recently about he hadn't voted in the 2024 election. You just mentioned that you all haven't seen him really
like in 6 years.
6 years. So about that, when you say, because a lot of people, they don't know the names of their Congress people, most people can't name them off of that, and I think in these gerrymandered districts, the inconvenient truth is that in a lot of ways, sometimes we have Black political leaders who get into those seats and they just stay there because it's convenient, and then they have their staffs and whomever prop them up. Not to disparage the whatever, but when you are 80 years old and you are sitting in a seat and people in your district don't know you, if you were to win that seat, and I've seen you speak out very clearly, like when you win the seat, do you know how you hope to change that to make sure like the people in your community already know you, but do you want to make sure like that you go back home more often, even if you're living in Washington, like to remain a presence in the district? Because I do think a lot of Black people, when they talk about why folks don't vote, it's in cases like these in these districts where like their own person has been there like for decades, literally longer than maybe their parents have been alive. They just don't see them. So it just, you know what I mean? Like that stuff happens.
Yeah, I think honestly, Michael, today is a new day. I think that before there would not be a space for Dr. Heavenly, but today is a new day. When you, like you said, people get in these seats and they stay. It's almost like 90%, 96% chance. If you're an incumbent, you will sit in that seat, right?
Right.
Because only 11% of the population in this district even votes in the primary, where we determine our Democratic candidate. And then the Democrat is going to win because it's a Democratic 71% district, right? But the thing about it is, this is a new district. It's a new gerrymander district that he has not had a part of, but like 2 years. So his whole career has been in other areas, and only a small part of this district actually overlaps, right? So there are people that don't know him. But I think that more so than anything, people realize that he cannot do the job. So he's not answering the phone. Nobody's seen him. And then when they do see him, I'm not going to talk bad about the man. And I want to say, with respect to him, he's had a very long career. He's actually been in politics over 50 years. He's been in this particular seat 21 years. But I mean, all I do is answer the phone and I'm doing better than him because everybody says that he's not answering the phone. But the interesting thing is when you run for Congress, you do get to come back home because you're representing your district, but you're representing them in Washington. So you spend part of your time in Washington, but you also have offices still here in Georgia in the district, which I've been living in for over 25 years, right? So yeah, I got great consult, but I understand how this works. I will put offices in every corner of the district, and the purpose of a U.S. House of Representative, and representative is in the name, is being the voice of the people, right? And when I talk to people in the district, they say, Heavenly, we just want somebody we can trust. We get your credentials and you can lay them down, but all that don't matter. We know you from TV and we know that we can trust you and we'll see you, you know? And we want somebody that speaks up and speaks out for us. We haven't seen our congressman. And if you think about the big, beautiful bill that just passed, the congressman is supposed to go to his constituents and do what they call roundtable discussions, town halls, or something to help them transition through a time like that. You know, how are we going to survive? What are we going to do differently? What can we do? Can we be an ecosystem? Get with the churches and actually come up with ways to help people in the community. Well, of course, we didn't hear anything from our congressman. Nothing bad. I mean, it's just true tea. I'm not trying to be shady or anything. We just did not hear from him. And I was like, damn, we need somebody that can do it. And I thought to myself, who could do it better? Who's a businesswoman that's going to run this shit like a business, right? To make sure that every call is answered, to transfer calls and delegate and put people in the right spaces. Because right now, people don't know what a congressman does from what the council person does, from what the city rep does, from what the city, they just don't know. So they might call your congressman with something about potholes and we don't handle potholes, but you got to be able to talk to the people and have somebody on the phone to tell them where to go. The purpose of a congresswoman is to be the voice of the people. Sit down and say, what is the issues going on today? And in my district, most of the issues wrap around mental health issues, health care, education, meaning that in a part of my district, there is they have the lowest test scores in the state in one of the parts, and that's in South Gwinnett County, which is unexpected. And you have to learn why are these things happening. So I've been already doing the town halls, going in and finding out what's going on. And I've talked to the sheriffs about how they're flooded with people. 44% of the people in jail right now are not real criminals. They're people that have mental health disparities, you know? And then we go into Clayton County where we talk about the jet fuel tax because we have one of the biggest airports there and the toxins in the traffic and things like that. And Clayton County wants to be compensated for all that. And they're feeling like they're not getting any tax credits for that big airport being there. So every area has their own issues, but all they want is people to listen to them, and then bring back a solution. And usually, just like with medicine, just like with dentistry, when you talk to a patient, they will give you the solution if you just talk to them long enough, And most of it wraps around getting federal funding. And that's where the big thing comes. Because if I'm state rep, right, I can only get state funding for my district, right? And that's limited. If I can get state funding and federal funding, now we can make some things happen, We can have some community centers here for mental health. We can have some community centers to help to combine with the colleges and universities that are in the district that we can help give them not CE credits, but college credits to help the young kids in tutoring. We can come up with systems. And the thing about it is nobody has more resources than me, Michael Candiace, because I'm a dentist and I'm on reality TV. Therefore, I know most of the Black dentists here. And I know everywhere is not like here, but Atlanta is the Black Mecca, the Mecca of Black professionals, right? I know damn near all of them. And if I don't know them, I can get to them, right? And so now we can actually sit down and say, you know what? What's going on with this Medicaid? And I've done it. Black sisters, bad sisters, sit down with me and they say, Heavenly, the problem with the Medicaid is the big, beautiful bill. And people don't realize that they're going to be kicked off the system. It used to be a time they could be re-registered after a year. Now they're saying you have to re-register 6 months and don't nobody, damn it, know it. Right? So they're going to get kicked off. But if you look at the Medicaid system, it's called the pathway, Georgia Pathways, right? It takes an act of God to get through that computer system. Even myself, I have attorney friends that had to pay somebody thousands of dollars to walk their autistic son who was 19 to get through the system. So it's almost designed for you to get kicked off Medicaid, right? And so when you get kicked off Medicaid and don't have medical insurance, you are going to what? Lack of a better word, die. And it looks like don't nobody give a damn.
Yeah, that's very
And
true.
it's horrible. So I have to step up. I have to step out. And I'm very passionate. I'm actually obsessed with this shit now. After I learned what was really going on. And then people ask me, Daphne, how can you make a change? Well, shit, all you got to do is take the information. I know how to work with people. I know how to talk. I know how to speak up, you know? And I'm not going to speak up lightly like, no shade, but a Dr. Jackie, I'm not going to ask politely. I'm going to demand, you know?
Shout out to Dr. Jackie.
Speaking how would you say, is there a difference between Dr. Heavenly that we've seen in seasons past and the Dr. Heavenly that is now a congressional candidate that we'll see in the new season? Or is it more
I think I'm more emotional. I'm pretty much the same, but I will give you this. I do think that entertainment is entertainment. I think that if Candiace could probably say this, it's me, but times 10. You see what I'm saying? And I like to say I do all my jobs well. As a professional dentist that's owned 9 dental practices that does a cosmetic dentistry and been doing it 25 years, I'm a different Dr. Heavenly with my patients. But I'm also a different Dr. Heavenly in Married to Medicine because it's entertainment and and we showing up and showing out for, the show and making sure it's entertaining. And then it's a different doctor for politics. And I'd like to say, Michael, that I'm versatile. I can hang with Mama D, no Fred the Dumb. I love her. I can sit up with Dr. Jackie and I can sit up with Michelle Obama and feel comfortable in all of these spaces because that's who I am. I'm diversified. I come from inner city schools, but then I did go to colleges and private universities as well. So I feel comfortable in all those spaces. That's what I want to tell you, Michael. So I can do all of these things and be all of these things. And I know my people are smart enough to separate the two.
I went to those same schools, so I understand. Just because you're a really good producer. You're one of the rare, to me, TV personalities that also knows how to produce on camera. So I'm just curious from your angle, how would you describe this season of Married to Mess? And I say that because I think every season has been really strong, but last season was harder for me to watch as a viewer because it felt most of these shows are supposed to be about conflict and resolution. And I feel like some cast members, Sweet Tea, may her memory be a blessing on the show, made it really hard to kind of you all work as a unit. So with the new women, and I love that you all have nurse practitioners. My mom was an RN, the niece that's an RN. So that's nice to see nurses. How would you describe this season for fans? Is it more of like what we're accustomed to, like when y'all fight?
I think this season is different in a sense that it's more personal story. What people are going through with their families, and it's not so much about the girls this time, in my opinion. It's more so about heartfelt family stories and what people are going through, and everybody pretty much has a story,
Oh, that's
and everybody
good.
going down through there. I don't know. You'd have to watch, but everybody got some shit really going on in their family and their private lives.
And for the most part, your show, your castmates are all really supporting you. I mean, minus Toya, where it's more like I don't know how to.
Always goes against the grain, and I don't want to shade Toya too bad, but what
you
I will
shaded
say
her bad enough at BravoCon.
I mean, but my whole thing is I don't think she knows what she does, meaning that I'm still looking at her husband a certain kind of way based on the things he said about her. So if she says things about the person she loves the most, and as a professional, we're looking at him differently, then what can she do to me? But you know what? I swear to God, Candiace, I feel like everything happens for a reason. Because when Toya said what she said and I responded, I got USA Today, the Washington Post, everybody wanted to know what my story was.
It gave me chills, Heavenly. Like it was so authentic and so real. And I know you say you don't like to get emotional, but that's where people meet you. When you show a little bit of vulnerability, that's where the humanity comes in. It was such a real, honest, raw moment. And I thank you for being brave enough to have that moment because it took you up several notches. You're already up in the stratosphere, but it just took you up. And yes, so we thank you, Toya, for giving us that moment was having
initially I did not want to tell my story. I did not, because not that I was embarrassed. And I used that word recorded on live, and I said I'm embarrassed in my story. I'm not embarrassed in my story. I just was raised in the fact that crying was, something I wasn't supposed to do as a powerful Black woman. You know what I'm saying? I don't feel like, if you're going in and you're trying to be a powerful politician, you can't be crying. So I was like, if I tell my story, I'm going to get emotional and I'm going to cry. And Quad say, if you got to cry, cry. But tell your story, because people need to know why you're running and why it's so personal for you. So when I started talking about how my mama, had burns on her arms and she was working in the laundry and she got free childcare, which changed her whole life because she was able to go back to school to become a nurse, and how my dad was in the Vietnam War when I was born, and he had PTSD, he had Agent Orange, and he lived with those things. And that's why I care enough about there are 480,000 veterans, over here, and many of them, thousands of them, are homeless. So somebody got to speak up for the people. And then it's about 13 people on the ticket, right? And when I look at those 13 people individually, everybody has a personal reason for running. You understand what I'm saying? They either coming up, most of them are in politics already, if not all of them. And they're going from steps like, okay, I was city council, then I went to state rep, then no, we need somebody here that's not trying to come up a ladder, somebody that's already there, that's doing it for the right reasons because we care about the community, no other reason.
We've seen an influx of that, though, right? With the in the last few classes of Congress, a lot of people are sort of coming in from as civilians from the streets, if you will. They don't have a family, a Kennedy family or a Clinton family behind them to say, okay, this is the path that was set for me. AOC was that way. Fetterman was that way. A lot of these newer
are that way.
Yes.
Now, tell me about this mayor in New York, Mondana. He didn't have political experience, did he not?
He was
Tell
an
me that, Michael.
assemblyman.
I don't know for sure, but I'm almost positive he did not.
He was an assemblyman, so he was in local government. And from my understanding, he wanted to launch a progressive bid for mayor to show that there could be a real progressive win.
Absolutely.
And then what happened, it kind of blew his own expectations away. But he did work as an assemblyman. And if I'm not mistaken, he started with, I'm going to mess up the group name, but local Muslims within the area that were dealing with a lot of prejudice in the city, dealing with that stuff. Like he started with basically community organizing, the long and short of it. Became an assemblyman, and from there kind of put together a really great campaign. I want to circle back on the clip that you mentioned. I think it was the word embarrassed about WIC and food assistance. I mean, I think people have lovingly poured back into you about that, but just unsolicited advice. It was actually nice to hear you say that, and I hope you talk more about it because I think
I think embarrassed was the wrong word. I'm not embarrassed of it. Yeah.
There's stigmas attached to needing help and having economic hardship and not growing up with money. I come from a working class background. I'm from the hood. I went to certain schools, those inner city schools. We weren't necessarily encouraged that we could go further with a lot of people with a school to prison pipeline. I'm very familiar, but I also think at the same time, social mobility is so hard to attain in this country. I write about that a lot in my books, particularly my second. It's even harder for Black people. So I think, honestly, to hear more people in your position with fame who are entering politics or in any with a platform to talk about that kind of thing is important because one of my favorite writers and people, great author Ashley Ford, C. Ford, brought to my attention years ago on Twitter that I didn't realize how many school districts there are students who have lunch debt because they can't afford lunch and they actually have debt. And in this country, there should not be where kids are hungry. There should not be school lunch debt. So I say all that to say, I think it's important to hear from that. And even for me, you're a dentist, I was like, oh shit, I didn't have hammer my teeth back into place yet. I'm talking to Dr. Heavenly. It'll get there because teeth it carry to heart health. And I think dentistry is not a really accessible thing in this country either. So I'm glad I just wanted to encourage you to talk more particularly about free lunch and government assistance because I think more people need to know about those things and remove those stigmas. Because a lot of people, particularly Black people, don't think that they can get ahead if they don't come from means, because it's again, social mobility is really hard in this country.
Yeah, you know what? But as I talk to more professionals, so many have my same story where
Right.
they came up and a lot of people think it's a handout, but actually it's a lifeline, because if you give the right people the right choices and the right pathway, we can make something big. So what we can do is inspire other people that look like me, that come from where I come, to say, you know what? If I can do it, anybody can do it.
And rich people
With
leech
just
off of us
hard
more
work and
anyway.
perseverance.
Rich people get way more than anybody on free lunch. And there's nothing wrong with a free bus. All of that.
And the interesting thing is, Michael, and I say this over and over on my campaign trail, lunch should not be a problem. Affordability, healthcare should not be a problem. Childcare should not be a problem. Education should not be a problem. Because if we can give the top 1% $1.5 trillion over 10 years, Medicaid, Medicare, and all that combined does not come up to that much. So it's not that this country does not have the money, it's that their priorities are set differently, and the people that have the most get the most. And there's something wrong with that in my book.
Well, I want to ask you one final question before we let you go. What some would say, I would say that you have definitely made your mark in the reality TV space, right?
Yes.
You have held power in the confessional chair, if you will. Why should people trust Dr. Heavenly with power, with real power, beyond the confessional chair?
Absolutely, because I'm not a reality TV star, for lack of a better word, in this position. I'm actually a doctor that's owned 9 practices. I'm actually a businesswoman that owns several businesses. I'm actually a HBCU 2-time graduate. I'm actually a person with a real estate license, Series 65, owned a mortgage company, has a license in insurance, that understands all parts of business, right? And in any community like mine, the business part, the small business part, is the heartbeat of the community, right? And I've done it. I understand the red tape, and I know what to do to make it work. And anytime you have a small business and you hiring people within the community, you're making the community grow. So in all aspects, and I receive all of it. Yes, I am great at reality TV. I am, and you are too, Candiace. But I'm great at so many other things. And I think that people have only seen one side of Dr. Heavenly, and they're about to see the other.
Thank you so much for making time, Dr. Heavenly.
Thank you, guys.
I wish you the best in your congressional run. Now, I do feel like you're going to win, and it's a little bittersweet for me because I will miss you on Married to Medicine, and I will really, really miss your.
Who's to say? You never know what may happen. You know what I'm saying about Married to Medicine.
But I know if you get elected, you're not going to be on YouTube the way you used to, and that'll break my heart.
No. I'm going to use my YouTube to educate the people.
Yes, I know.
To make a message for the people, for sure.
But Messy Mondays and the YouTubes that you did before that really have
They
brought
were
me
hilarious.
so much.
Were they not?
So much joy. You have no idea. Those YouTubes.
Those shits was funny, right?
Comedic genius.
Yes.
I mean, I can do a lot of things, but yeah, I can't help be funny though.
Yes,
that's just
please
gonna be
take
a part
that
of
with
it. I don't
you
know.
to Congress.
I got to. I can't even help it.
Bring
I'm not
that
even
to the chamber.
No,
when you go to BravoCon, the people swear I'm shading people, and I'm just talking. I'm not really trying to shade nobody.
Yes. Well,
so I've done it so much that they have that with my name. But you know what? It's been an honor and a pleasure. But I have to end by saying that my campaign needs your donations. Listen, pray for me.
Yes.
Make sure you support me, like, subscribe, share my stuff, but also donate. My website is Dr. Heavenly for Georgia. That's Dr. Heavenly FOR Georgia. And we're doing a big campaign, $13 for 13. Georgia 13. So everybody out there get $13. I'm actually going to review Married to Medicine one last year with Carlos King. It's coming up. He's going to announce it, y'all. But I'm going to it's going to be campaigning as well. You know what I'm saying?
Good.
$13 for 13. And we're doing a whole lot of stuff, watch parties and things of the such, because we're coming in to win and make something. And I do think that it's great, that it's unprecedented, that is shattering a glass ceiling, that you can come from reality TV, build a platform, and engulfed into something else so great as helping our community. You know what I mean? So I'm just here for it. I feel so proud about it now, and I'm so excited about it. And I'm going to do this job better than none other, just like I do all my jobs, Candiace.
Okay, Dr. Heavenly, before you get up out of here, we wanted to invite you into a segment we like to call Nobody Asked Me But. Essentially, you give an unsolicited opinion. You opine on whatever the hell you want. It could be anything. It could be edges. It could be pickles. It could be holes on the street. Whatever you want it to be. You give your opinion on something that nobody asked you. So I'm going to go first, and you can think about yours. So nobody asked me, but women who want to hide their man from the internet but will post their kids on the internet need to be studied, okay? Because you all talk cash money shit about me because why don't you want to post it on the internet? You think your baby's so special. You want to see your baby. And it's like, no, I'm not posting it because you're weird and I don't want you stealing my baby's face and putting it on the wall or using AI to train your models with my baby's face. No, we're going to keep Jet a secret, keep him close to us until we decide not to, and that's our business. But these women who are like posting the back of their man's head or not posting him at all or just posting like them holding hands, but you got your 3-year-old baby just all on the internet running around in their diaper, falling all over the place with Cheerios on their face. And that's cute and that's fine, but you're protecting your man and not your baby. We need a come to Jesus for all of you.
I want people to get their man. Shit. You know what I'm saying?
Well, you don't want nobody to get your baby. You worry about this man. This man already been done got.
I know that's right.
Okay. Protect the children on Beyonce's internet. Okay. That's all. Okay, Dr. Heavenly, your turn.
Nobody asked me. But you know what? I've been studying this guy, Zohran Mandami. And the reason that Trump kind of played into him, I think that it wasn't that, and I do think that he's a great man, the mayor of New York City. But I think that Trump ain't as stupid as y'all think he is. I think he saw a wave that he could ride. I think he saw that himself declining, and he saw a way to get off that boat and jump on another one. I don't think Trump is dumb. I think he saw what was going on in that wave and he jumped on it. So nobody asked me, but I don't think Trump is dumb as y'all think he is. Y'all think he is.
No, I don't think he
is about the clout. And also, Zohran is from Queens, and that's a New York thing. Queens men sticking together. Nobody asked me, but y'all knew Nicki Minaj was MAGA, and it's only going to get more painful in the new year. I'm just going to lift I can't even say good sis no more because I put her on rights about that Meg stuff, but y'all better lift her in prayer, send her the right information, and keep it out of my feed because I got enough evil in my life, and that's it. And so now I can look forward to my mentions being lit on fire. But y'all knew she was a mega maniac. She was teasing about Rick Romney back in 2012. That's what it is.
This is not new. And stay out of my DMs too. I'm not scared of y'all, Barbs, but check your girl because I don't know how you're riding with her at this juncture.
It's the new Kanye that's coming.
Lift her up and check her. That's it, and that's all on that. And on that note,
thank you, Dr. Heavenly.
You again, Dr. Heavenly, for joining us on Undomesticated. We are wishing you all the best and a winning campaign. I can't wait to celebrate
all the donations.
And make sure you are donating to her campaign. Tell us again what the website is to be able to donate.
Dr. Heavenly for Georgia. That's Dr. Heavenly FOR Georgia. $13 for Georgia 13. That's all we ask for, $13. That's all we need.
That's all we need.
And I mean, I can give more if you can, but $13 is the campaign.
Yes, we like the money that folds, not the money that jingles. In Jesus' name.
There you go. Thank y'all so much for having me. I appreciate you, sir.
Thank
Michael,
you for coming.
thank you.
Yes. Very nice
and
to
thank
meet
you,
you, Dr.
Candiace.
Heavenly.
Yes,
I appreciate you guys.
You are a true testament to the phrase I use often that Black women are not monolithic. And I wish you everything and then the best. Plus.
I appreciate you, darling. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.
Bye. No, I actually can't wait to have I actually want to host Dr. Heavenly at home and make Chris cook a full meal. And he loves to cook for our guests, so he would love to do that. So Heavenly Girl, yes, you're gonna be at the house. Come on over. We can talk policy, talk about your day, and just support our queen, our sister, my sister in Bravo, as one of our new leaders. And I'm a Georgia girl, so I don't vote in Georgia anymore, but in my heart, I'd be voting for Dr. Heavenly. So thank you, Dr. Heavenly Kimes, for coming onto the show. And thank you guys for listening. Happy Thanksgiving. I've been saying all week that I think it's important that this holiday season that you eat cookies and cake and pie. Eat all of it. Like, fuck your diet. What's a diet? You can diet on Jan 1. From now until December 31st, I want everybody to have a cookie in their hand. I had a good-ass butter cake down to the Del Frisco's in City Center. That butter cake owes me not a nary thing. It was so good. Yeah. So that is my wish.
I have turned into the Cookie Monster recently. So I'll be at Florida.
What kind of cookies do you like? What is your cookie?
Well, now I go to this cookie shop because it actually reminds me of my mom, which is where she has a cookie butter that I'm obsessed with. She has a sweet potato pie bar. There's a peach cobbler cookie bar.
Ooh, I love peach cobbler cookie.
Her sea salt chocolate chip literally reminds me of my mom. It's very specific. Shout out to Laura. It's my favorite place. Literally, I always my mom would make sweets for me for Christmas. That was the thing. Or send me stuff like if I needed it. Have never had any cookies that reminded me of hers. It's this little thing that she make, which actually reminded me how much French stuff my mom was really doing, which makes sense. But her cookie shop reminds me so much. So I'm literally worried I'm going to get diabetes. I'm going to end up saying, my sugar bad. But I'm going to enjoy all the cookies from now until Christmas. And then January 1st, we'll get right.
Yes. So in the name of cookies, cakes, and pies, again, thank you for listening. Per usual, may your life be soft. May your boundaries be strong. And may your group chat stay private. See you next time.
Y'all, happy Thanksgiving.
Eat a cookie. Happy Thanksgiving. Undomesticated is presented by Odyssey and Agenda Management and Production. Our executive producers are Brandon Sharp from Agenda Management and Production and Corinne Gilliard-Fisher. Our executive producer from Odyssey is Leah Reese-Dennis. Miguel Contreras is our senior producer. Michael Arsenault and Candiace Dillard-Bassett are our producers. Sound design, video production, and engineering by Miguel Contreras. Booking by Jillian McEwen. Original music by Candiace Dillard-Bassett, Nairi Davidson, and Donald Hazel Sales. Special thanks to Nairi Davidson, Maura Curran, Josefina Francis, Hillary Schuff, Eric Donnelly, Kate Hutchinson-Rose, Lauren Lombardi, David Gannon, Kurt Courtney, and Lauren Vieira.
It's a lot of names.